So this one is the first time I'm doing this one, and it's obviously kicking my ass right now. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I've been waiting to make this video. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, I've been showing bits and clips of this new tonal system that we just installed here in our house. Let me give you a little background story on how this decision came, because it's important as to why we settled for this and not a regular gym. As a barber, as you guys know this, like, we stand all day. Over time, especially over a decade, you start to feel a pinch in your back, lower back, upper back. Your shoulders are rolled forward because of the constant leaning in and cutting hair. I started to get also just like wrist problems, strains, and that kind of thing. So one of the things when it came to the gym, I have been personally been struggling to go to a gym for about, I wanna say it's been close to 1.5 to 2 years. The last one we went to was in LA Fitness. It was the closest one to the house. And what's really hard for us now is making the time, because in LA, to get to something that's literally only a few miles away will take us at least 30 to 45 minutes, depending on that morning traffic. You get in there, you do your workout. It's probably another 1.5 to 2 hours if you do a sauna included. And by the time we finish, there goes another 30, 45 minutes traveling back. And then to get ready for the day, it just feels so out of the way. And also, a truth about the gym is that I get insecure. Like, I'll be honest, I get nervous, and I don't know what this comes from, but this is just me over my whole life. Anytime I go to the gym, I feel nervous because I don't feel confident knowing what machines to use, knowing how to use it. I'm at an age now where if I turn the wrong way, like, my whole back could go out. I hate when people are waiting on machines. When it's all said and done, I feel like I'm just skirting around the gym, wasting time. And maybe more so after the pandemic, that it started to get a little bit just gross, machines getting nasty, and you're just thinking about all the germs. I've never been a germaphobe, but I feel like now I am a little bit more than I usually was. So one night, me and Val are sitting on the couch, and we're just like, what the fuck do we do? We need to do something. We were going in between going to Equinox. We did a walkthrough there, and it was just a weird vibe. Wasn't the type of vibe we were looking for. So it was like, okay, we're gonna go to Equinox, because maybe if we pay whatever the membership is, $250, that it's gonna encourage you to wanna like go there and work out and this and that. So we're just thinking about that, going back to another gym, maybe another private gym. And then she's like, have you ever heard of Tonal? And I said, what is that? So that night, we literally are on YouTube watching all these videos. LeBron was endorsing it. So it's just like, it just goes back to like, who trusts this brand? I feel like it's the same thing that we do as barbers, especially when you work for a company. It's like, who endorses these brands? That's the group that I want to be a part of. That's important to us as a career, but that's also important to us as a consumer when we're buying products. Like, I always like to see who messes with certain brands. It gives me a sense of trust when it comes to creators and athletes that I personally love to watch. So we know about home gyms, we know about going to a gym, and then also there is smart gyms, which I never really thought about before. Never even heard of this before. Now there's a bunch of different home gyms that pop up. So we're watching reviews from like so many different people, looking for like trusted sources, people with like big accounts, because it just feels like, you know, they've done enough research to get the facts right on different things. After a few hours of just researching, we're like, okay, this is obviously a big investment in comparison to the other stuff. Going to a gym, our membership was what, like $30 each for the month. Going this route, this was probably close to $5,000, because it comes also with full delivery and also install, white glove install is what they say, to make sure that they get it perfectly mounted on your wall. So when we saw this part in our house, we're like, this could be perfect. It's super slim. Let me show you guys a little bit closer. What really sold us is it's obviously super compact, and the only requirements is that they want you to have a 7x7 space. So our wall doesn't go 7x7, but by the time the arms extend, we have enough space to install this. So it ended up working out. It's not perfectly centered because they have to measure it to the studs that are in your wall. So that's gonna be a really important thing when you do the sign up. You can literally do a full body workout just using this and the accessories pack. Okay, so we got it with the accessories pack, which I do highly suggest if you are gonna go this route. You should totally get the accessories pack. But it comes with the yoga mat here, so you can do all your stretches and anything like that. It comes with this roller. You get the rope accessory, the 2 handles, this bar. It's not super heavy or anything. It's not like a 45-pound bar. It just feels like a standard kind of bar weight. And then you also get this bench right here. And then also, obviously, you are using this in your house. So I would recommend a pair of shoes that you wouldn't wear outside because it would be absolutely disgusting. And I think after traveling and going through airports and just nasty locations, anything outside, we are a full Asian household here. We take our shoes off. So quick shout out to Bodega for always sending me some shoes. I think I'm on their PR list. A lot of the shoes that they send me are things that I probably wouldn't even look for. They always have cool little collabs. So these shoes right here always stay in the house. So this is what we use when we are using the tonal system. Okay, so I've been using the system now for a month and it literally has built up my confidence in using weight training equipment. This works with magnetic weights. Once I get into it, you guys are gonna see why I like it so much. This video, by the way, is not sponsored by them at all. This is just a personal testimonial of something that I really enjoy, especially after struggling so long. This is something I would suggest for anyone that's like me that wants to just work out at home and save time, where it's comfortable and it's easy and you have no excuses. It is in your house. All right, so another thing to note is at the bottom, that's where it's plugged into the wall. So you will need to be close to like some sort of power outlet. So we're just gonna tap the screen. You get this little intro. These are all of the profiles we've created for anyone that comes to our house and wants to use it. Everyone can have their own profile. We did the membership package, so it's $60 a month. And then you can use like the live classes and stuff like that. We don't actually use the classes, but we just got it just in case. We end up deciding we wanted to get like kind of the full experience. So let's go into my profile. This is kind of like your free weights page, which I really love because you can pick what muscle groups you want to use. So green means all your muscles are fresh and they're ready to be used. And what's cool about this is like, it's almost like you have your own personal trainer that keeps tabs of all the different things that you do. Looking through this, I just know when I'm at the gym, I'm definitely not doing all these. So to be able to do this in the comfort of your own place, and also just being more comfortable to do this by yourself with a guide has been an absolute game changer. I feel like I can hit more muscle spots that I wouldn't normally do while I'm at the gym. Let me show you the seated row. I thought this one was really cool. So it opens up and then you're able to see somebody pretty much do the workout, so you can kind of see how it's done. There's always a video visual that's pretty much letting you know like how it all works. I add my Apple Watch and this is usually a way for you to feel when your reps are almost up. So it kind of works hand in hand with your machine. So another thing to note also is initially when I first started the setup, you can go through a section where it's pretty much testing your ability to do reps. You do 3 reps that target different muscle groups and it gives you an actual starting point of where they think you should be. And with this, it's like you can get lean, you can build muscle, you can do a lot of different things. It keeps track. And I think that's what's awesome is like, I don't have to reset or write down any of the weights that I've been on. It continues you from the point that you finished last, which is why you want to create these profiles. So it keeps track. So literally, again, like a personal trainer that has all of my stats and I literally just pick up where I left off the next time I do this. This is a seated row. So you're gonna put this against the wall. So I'm always watching the video to see how they have all the arms. They pretty much give you a demonstration of how to set everything and all that. So there's only 3 things that you really need to know. This little lever here pretty much gives you the angle of what you're trying to get to, right? And then there's a circle button in here, right here, that lets you pivot in or outward, right? And then you have this one right here on the inside, this tab here, that lets you pretty much bring this up and down. Okay, so for this one, it looks like it's just angled down 2 notches, and we're gonna go all the way down. Do the same thing on the other side. And then I just always check to make sure it's locked. Okay, so this is where it gets good. So each of these accessories, the rope, the bar, it comes with this thing right here. And this is going to attach to either the bar or the rope. So on the bar, this pretty much, you can put it wherever your hands are for the workout. You put it next to your hand. And what this does is, this is a Bluetooth button right here, that when you push this activates the weights on. When you're getting to a place and you feel like it's getting too heavy and you need like an emergency exit of any sorts, or you're just resetting your set, you're gonna push that button and it literally drops all the weights off, which is amazing. And it makes me feel more confident to even work out by myself and not have to need a spotter or anything. It's literally called spotter mode. So that's what you're gonna have on the bar. And if you are using the rope, all you gotta do is switch it. It's like a little cuff. And then depending on where you're gonna be holding the rope, you literally just attach it here and it clamps on just like that. So then you have it on this thing as well. So now when it comes to the handles, now that you kind of understand that button, with these handles, whether it's the right side or the left side, you have these top buttons right here. And these buttons are gonna do the same thing. So that's what we're gonna do in this exercise. They're really easy to put on. It's just through that little bottom. There's just like these little pins. So right now, where I've left off last is 17 pounds per arm, okay? This is like the rowing machine at the gym, which is very nice for the back. And then literally it tells me on the screen what muscle it targets. So again, I do it in muscle groups, okay? So right now, there's no weights. Once I press this button, it activates it. It gives me some pressure. It gives me the weights. And working alongside my watch, once I get to my 8th rep out of 10 that I'm aiming for, and this is all adjustable, you can change that, but I do 10 reps. I set at 10, so once it gets to 8, you can hear that noise. 2, and then one last one. 10, it lets me know. So right now I have full weight. I can still feel the pressure. You can either push the button or you can hold the weight for 5 seconds, and then it also drops the weight as well. So you have 2 options of being able to drop the weight sound so you don't hurt yourself. And I can see a lot of different age groups being able to benefit from a machine like this. So that is one of the main things I love about the machine, is the spotter mode. I'll show you from a different angle so you guys can see. I'm gonna press this button. I got my feet pressed up against the bench and it's braced against the wall. So I'm gonna push this button. Okay, everything's activated. Now I just do my reps. And I can feel it on my watch too. I get those little vibrations in my wrist when I get to the 8, 9, and 10. And you can see even on your charts to make sure you're hitting your 80% marks. Again, it makes that noise and it lets you know when you get to 10. Press the button, drops the weights. You know, it's really also interesting about just working out in general. When you don't do it, you forget that you need it. And creatively, sometimes I do get in a block. And also I was getting a lot of wrist pain, and that was kind of really what triggered me to like really do something about it. I needed to go to the gym or do something. And honestly, it really works hand in hand with like just like your overall like vibe and your mental strength. Is just like when you don't have anything to do that's purely physical, that's challenging, I can feel it slowing down my stamina, especially with traveling. It takes so much out of me that I'm just like, okay, I need to like be able to like circulate this energy somehow. So now that I've been doing this again, I feel stronger in my back. I feel like I can handle a lot longer days. My wrist health is one of the main things that I've seen an improvement in. I feel stronger in my arms. And that was a bit scary because I was thinking I was getting arthritis. And after kind of doing more weight training again, it's literally like just put more energy back into my life. Creatively, it's kind of helped me think better. It gives me kind of a jolt in the morning. I just really can't take this for granted. I mean, we care about our creativity. We care about the content we produce. It's all mental based, but doing this type of physical activity just fuels everything else that we do, and we can't forget to do that. We have to take care of our bodies. We want our bodies to last for a very long time in this industry. I'm only going on 12 years, and I feel the hit sometimes when I wasn't working out for that 1.5 to 2 year span. A huge, huge upgrade in my life that I am extremely excited for. It is my birthday month. I want to make sure I feel even better this year than I did last year. I wish I had a code for you guys to use that would help with the cost, but it's worth the investment. I've only been using it for a little bit over a month, and it's been great. Let's just say you pull unevenly. Another cool feature is that it will literally give you a notification on bringing your arms further out, getting closer and further from the machine, rotating your arm more, things like that. So it does give you a notification just to make sure you're getting the maximum workout. Like sometimes, I do this at the gym too, even when I had a trainer, it's like naturally, sometimes I try to cheat the system and do less of an angle or whatever, but this one really does tell you like, all right, you gotta like straighten out, make sure your form is straight. As I'm taking breaks, you're literally seeing how long your break is. So literally everything is getting monitored, and you actually realize too how much time you actually waste, and how much time you're actually under tension and doing weights. So that's always been an interesting thing to see as well. Once I'm finished with my workout, it'll be like, all right, you worked out for an hour and a half, but only 20 to 30 minutes was under tension. And you're just like, whoa, like I take way too much breaks in between or whatever it is. So it really like makes you think about it differently. I love this because it's challenging enough, but it's doing it in increments that feels natural for my body and my muscle mass to grow, versus tapping into something and not being ready for it and then feeling discouraged and not wanting to do it. So I seriously really love this new way of working out. Like, it's awesome. Another thing too is being able to organize your workouts so that you're doing all of your handles together, all of your ropes together, all of your bar workouts together. I haven't dialed in this program yet, but that's also another feature included in this machine, is that you can create these custom like muscle group things that you can set ahead of time. And you can literally set this on your phone through the app, which is awesome. But again, you have to like get used to like knowing what type of workouts you can do. And then it makes it easier to kind of create this like custom workout that you can follow just by clicking a button once you set it up through your phone app. It's great for my lifestyle. It's just perfect and what I'm looking for in a machine. The confidence I feel when I'm using it, like it's a 10 out of 10 for me. All right, let's see how we did today. How we did Thursday versus how we did today. Gives me all my stats. Here's your muscle view. Tells you pretty much what you worked out today. Cut me some slack because I'm still figuring out this machine and trying to build that consistency in, because I know that's really the thing that's gonna, create the most change, is like figuring out a system that actually works. I'm shooting for 2 to 3 to start a week, trying to dial that in before I even get too crazy with it, but that is like the most realistic schedule that I can do right now. Okay, so let me show you a couple more things. All right, so then you also get your heart rate. You have all that info. Gives you kind of like a graph and all of that. Movements. I can also review this in my phone as well. This is all the different muscle exercises that I did. So it gives you all the lists. And again, you get to keep track of everything, which is really nice. That's the cool thing, is that you don't have to remember the last thing you did. Everything is already documented for you and you're building off of that starting point. So again, super sick machine. Tonal, I did not even know you existed until Val saw that ad or wherever she saw it. Thank you, LeBron, for endorsing it, because that's what sold us. And I literally cannot wait to see where I'll be in 6 months after getting used to this machine. I feel so much better just being more active and doing this and feeling confident. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.